Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your May love reading. I'm going to do your sign versus all 12 signs. I will pull a card for your person's energy and your energy. Look, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Take it as it resonates. And in the description box is the timestamps. I'll be pulling a Romance Angel Oracle card as well. Let's get started. Spirit, give me guidance. I have it upside down. Good. Okay. Give me guidance for Scorpio with an Aries, Scorpio with an Aries, Scorpio. Oop, I gotta do timestamp. Sorry. 35. Scorpio and Aries, please. Spirit, Scorpio and Aries. Your person's energy. I did this wrong, huh? Nope. Five of Cups in reverse. Your energy is the Nine of Pentacles. All right. Let's see. What do we have in the Romance Oracle card? We have flirt, extend your lightheaded energy to others. Okay. So with the Five of Cups in reverse, I am feeling like somebody is shifting here um, and moving forward after some type of setback or painful situation. And with the Nine of Pentacles, Scorpio, and your energy, I'm getting the sense that you're open to this situation. Um, you are single and ready to mingle with the Nine of Pentacles. And I do feel, let me look at the bottom of the deck. Nine of Wands. There may be some boundaries up here, okay? But I do feel like this person is willing to come around. You might just need to be a little patient. Um, being there, I feel like they're just putting their foot back out in the water again, per se. All right. But flirt, don't make things too serious and go from there, okay? You be the judge. All right, let's see. Taurus. Taurus, Scorpio, and Taurus. Spirit, give me guidance for the highest good of Scorpio. What do they need to know regarding a Taurus? What do they need to know regarding a Taurus? What do they need to know regarding a Taurus, please? Your person's energy is the Knight of Cups, and your energy is the Two of Wands. So I definitely feel someone is coming towards you with some type of offer. Um, Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. I feel like, I don't know why, but there's a fork in the road, and some of you may need to make a decision if you're wanting something new or wanting something from the past, okay? And I'm going to tell you here on this channel that I'm going to tell you to direct yourself towards something new, towards something, I, I want to say fresh, okay? Um, non-stagnant. All right. The Knight of Cups is someone who is going through a transition. Knights are typically going into transitions to kings. So, um, I don't feel like there's a big age difference. There could be a little age difference, but nothing, I don't feel anything major. But I do feel like in Scorpio, in your energy, like you may be torn, okay? And maybe you have other options out there, but I feel like a sense of being torn and not knowing what direction to go to or the decision, what decision to be made. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So that's the slowest moving, um, that is the slowest moving knight in the deck. So maybe, take things slow and steady, right? Don't rush things. Just take things step by step and see how it goes. All right. Let's see what we got. All right. Scorpio and a Gemini, Scorpio and a Gemini, Scorpio and a Gemini, Scorpio and a Gemini. What do I have? Scorpio and a Gemini, Scorpio and a Gemini. Okay. Scorpio and a Gemini. Ooh. Your person's energy is the Page of Wands. Your energy is the Chariot. So let's see what we have for the romance angels. What do we have for Gemini and Scorpio? Oh, that's way too many. Scorpio and Gemini, Scorpio and Gemini. Oh, I turned it upside down myself. Past life relationship, you have known each other before. So I don't feel like this is someone from your past. This is prior lifetime, right? With the Page of Wands, that's excitement. I do feel like there's a difference in maturity level here. With the Page of Wands, sometimes that person can be very flirtatious and very physical, okay, is the word I'm going to use. Whereas you definitely want something, Scorpio, in the Chariot position is a major arcana, right? So feeling like you know more of what you want, knowing what direction you want to go into, know what you're looking for in a person. But I do feel like this could definitely come together. The bottom of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, like some work has to be put into it, but what relationship doesn't need work, right? To just kind of get on the same page and in balance with one another. But I do feel like there's going to be a lot of playfulness in this. All right. So you may be with this person, and this person could be coming in towards you, or you could be going towards this person. If you're moving, I feel like you're going to find somebody wherever you're moving to. Okay. From the cards. All right. Scorpio and a Cancer, Scorpio and a Cancer, Scorpio, Cancer, please, Spirit, Scorpio and a Cancer, 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 Scorpio and a Cancer. My fingers are like getting stuck over here. Maybe you're feeling stuck. Scorpio and a Cancer. Last shuffle. Your person's energy is the Nine of Wands. Your energy is the Two of Pentacles. Yep, I said stuck before I said. So someone could be begging for forgiveness. I don't know why I'm getting that. Normally, I don't get that off that card, but I feel like somebody could be begging for forgiveness. Maybe they were impulsive with something, and you were trying to determine whether or not what to do here. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Okay, so I'm going to say this. Let me look at the bottom of the deck. Fool. Yeah, I feel like it's time for you to move forward. And I feel like you might be picking the same person, type of person over and over, or the same shit just keeps repeating itself. And you find yourself like, how do I keep drawing the same type of person? Something with your energy, okay? So I think you have to not have oh, they have to have a great body and they have to have, black hair, or I'm not trying to sound facetious, but there's something you keep doing. It is the energy I'm getting, and you're repeating it. So you keep finding the same type of person. The person that's truly for you is somebody of not your typical type. All right. And I feel like it's time for you to start new and fresh and not keep going back and forth with this individual here. All right, that was pretty easy for that one. All right, let's see. We have Scorpio and Leo. Scorpio and Leo. What do we have for Scorpio and Leo spirit for May? Scorpio and Leo. 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 Your person's energy is the Hermit. And in your energy is the Queen of Swords. So with the Hermit in reverse, I feel like somebody's coming out of the dark, like coming out of a healing stage, out of their, I feel like the dark night of the soul is what I want to say. I feel like they've gone in introspection to heal and figure things out on their own. Let's see what we have for the Romance Angel. What do we have for the Romance Angels? Okay, this could lead to engagements. Your love is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So, I am going to say this too. I am getting that maybe this person is having some issues, like they're struggling with some type of maybe expression is maybe the best way I can say it. All right. Typically the I feel like this person's coming out of isolation in a sense, but I also feel like there's some type of external thing going on here. And maybe there's an issue with what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like there's is some connectivity issue. I'm not gonna lie or sugarcoat it. There is something over like I feel like this person is coming out in some way, like trying to come out, but there's difficulty. With the Queen of Swords, she's very clear, very determined, knows what she wants, not gonna play games. All right. But I really feel like this person is trying. Let me see what the Yeah, I think there's just a lot of conflict within this person. Okay? Perhaps some of you are engaged or maybe this is the issue is some type of engagement contemplation. And I feel like Scorpio, like you're fine within your own space, right? Like with the Queen of Swords, like you're fine within your own space. Like you're not I I don't feel like you're codependent in this one, in this situation. There I don't feel like a codependency issue. However, I do feel like you intuitively know like some type of action is required here and there's some kind of arc I don't I'm finding it very hard to articulate and explain this. So maybe this is the problem with the person. And I say problem, maybe it's just a weakness, right? Um, uh, but I just feel like there is a conflict about something within your situationship or relationship. Okay. Let me do one more for Scorpio and Leo because that one was kind of off. I didn't, that one I felt like was all over. So let me do one more. Hang on. Let me write the timestamp. I wasn't, that's not going to hit everybody. That might just be for a couple of you. Let's see. Scorpio and Leo. Scorpio and Leo. Scorpio and Leo. Scorpio and Leo. Okay, get it there. The Sun and the Eight of Wands. Much better. Okay. That's, yeah, much brighter is what I just heard. Much brighter. All right. So this person, well, definitely very bright and full of energy is what I'm getting. Very playful, like a child. You see the sun card on some of the decks has the child on the horse, and it's like tearing down the walls and coming forward is what I'm getting. What do we have? We have flirt. Okay, so very much flirt. So with the sun, the person's energy feels very bright and warm and homey, right? I am getting a sense that this is going to build kind of quickly with the Eight of Wands. I feel like, or you're gonna move it pretty quickly, like because there's a strong attraction, but yet a lot of enthusiasm here. Um, Now be careful with infatuation, okay? Like flirt, right? And infatuation isn't a bad thing, but if that's, you want to build it and deepen the connection into something else, all right? If this is an existing relationship, I feel like there's things that are going to be changing and you're going to start seeing the bright side of things come out again. Um, those radiant aspects you've missed, okay? And things are going to, be very childlike again, like the flirting and stuff like that, but I feel a lot of warmth here and illumination, and just I definitely get a good romantic connection here in these cards. So a lot better for that reading. So I hope that pertains to most of you versus the other one I did. All right, Virgo. Scorpio and Virgo, Scorpio and Virgo, Scorpio and Virgo, Scorpio and Scorpio and Virgo, Scorpio and Virgo, Scorpio and Virgo. All right, so we have the Seven of Swords and the World. I definitely feel something needs to come to an end. Somebody could have stolen something from you. I don't know why I'm getting that. I'm just looking at the cards. Let me pull the romance angel card. Let's see. Somebody could have been lying, cheating, stealing, right? As we know, the Seven of Swords can mean that, but it also could be, like I feel like somebody's tiptoeing around the truth, is what I'm getting. Finances and career, financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Perhaps someone has some type of addiction, maybe a gambling problem, or something that's hidden, or they're spending their money on stuff or someone else. Okay. And it's time to stop repeating this pattern with this individual. I forget in the Cancer reading, I want to say somebody had these two exact cards. I could be wrong, but um hmm. Anyway, I just feel like there's some type of sneakiness, or maybe someone's lied about their res- financial responsibilities or job, or how much, like evolving around money as well. But I feel like there's been too much here and too much of the same pattern, like maybe more talk than action. All right. And it's time to move forward regardless. All right. Let's see. Scorpio and Libra. Scorpio and Libra. All right. Spirit, give me guidance for Scorpio and Libra. Scorpio and Libra, please. Scorpio and Libra. 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 Too many cards. Scorpio and Libra, please give me guidance. Spirit for Scorpio and Libra, please. Your person's energy is the Three of Swords, and your energy is the Ten of Swords. Yeah, like I feel like you've been pinned down long enough with this. I feel like this person is not healed from something that's happened. They even could have put you in a third party. And I feel like you have felt pinned down with this situation, and it's been very draining. It's been very just keeping you stuck. Like you can't get any worse than the Ten of Swords. I mean, you can't let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Yeah, I think you need to ask for help from others. Like people are going to support you. Maybe this is something that's I feel like for some of you this has been going on and on and on and on, being that there's 10 swords here, and it's like they're not going to change. You cannot change somebody no matter what you do, no matter how good you are to them, no matter what you buy them, what you say. Somebody is ingrained in how they are. In order to retrain how someone is and how they're wired takes months to years, depending on what the issue is. And if somebody's a cheater, that's something that is not fixed overnight within months. This is like normally a yearly thing. There's some type of insecurity within the individual that seeks other more than one person's attention. Okay. So definitely feel like, reach out to your family and friends to help you get through this. You've got to unpin yourself from this situation because this could lead to some serious health conditions too, some mental, emotional, and physical ailments. All right. So that's what I'm getting there. Not good. All right. Scorpio and a Scorpio. Scorpio and a Scorpio. What do we have for Scorpio and a Scorpio? What do we have for a Scorpio and a Scorpio spirit, please and thank you? What do we have for Scorpio and a Scorpio, please, spirit and thank you? What do we have for Scorpio and a Scorpio, please, spirit, please and thank you? Wow, Scorpio, your person's energy, Scorpio, and it could be either one. The Sun and the Hangman, two major arcanas. Let's see what we get for You know, again, the sun is all about warmth, illumination, right? Feeling at home, like just feeling comfortable, feeling light, you know, illumination within oneself too, right? Like when somebody makes you feel good, that warmth and goodness inside of you. Okay, we have deception. Someone is wearing a false sense mask in this relationship. And we have Seven of Cups. Okay. Right. So, well, being that they're both Scorpios, I'm not sure which one is I'm getting more of this energy with the Hangman is the one who is the deceiving one and perhaps has options or has blown things up to be better than what they truly are. Okay? You know what that means, right? All right. I feel like one person's genuine and the other person is like in some kind of fantasy land. Okay. Like not being realistic to what's going on. And I really feel like that's off. Like, I don't feel like this is for everybody. I feel like this is for one or two of you. So I'm going to do a second one. But it's like, I feel like somebody is really like, really in it and not even realizing that they're being misguided some way, shape, or form here. And that's concerning. Like I was feeling a little bit with the hangman, and then I saw the deception card, and I'm like, no. So let me do another pull, but this is for a few of you where somebody needs to come down to reality and realize that it's not as what it seems. What glitters isn't always gold. Okay. Like this person may see them as the sun, but really they're not. They're something completely different. All right. All right. So let's see. Let's do another one because I don't feel like that's for everybody. Let me pull another one. Scorpio 2215. When I feel like it's only for a couple of people, I'm going to do another pull because I just don't feel like that's for everybody. Could be for more people than I think, but I don't feel like it's for a lot. Let's see. Spirit, give me guidance for Scorpio dealing with a Scorpio. Too many cards being out. Scorpio dealing with a Scorpio, please. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. One more shuffle. All right, your person's energy is the Five of Cups. Your energy is the Ten of Wands. Okay, so I'm getting the sense that someone is still healing from their past and the other person is carrying a lot of burden and responsibility. So take it, switch the energies if you need to, but I feel like there's a lot on both of these people's plates and that it's kind of stuck. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Pentacles. So, what are you planting? What are you seeding? What are you looking for in someone? You know, the Five of Cups is somebody who's still, again, living in the past, still needing to heal, right? While the Ten of Wands is, and maybe you're with this person and it's like they're still, maybe they keep going back to the past, or maybe they talk about their past person a lot, and it's becoming a very heavy burden on you. Um, but I'm also getting with keep an open mind, like, maybe you need to realize that this person isn't ready for something you're ready for. Okay. Or perhaps some of you could be, both people here could definitely need to heal and release some burdens before, moving forward, because this does represent like a lot, like, I feel like you are closer than this person in releasing whatever needs to be released. Okay. But for some of you, this is the heavy burden from this person because it's like this person just can't get over the past. They may still talk, text, or see this person. Even if they have kids with this person, it's a little too close for comfort. Okay. That's what I'm getting. So I tried Scorpio. So sorry. All right. Let's see. Scorpio and a Sagittarius. Scorpio and a Sagittarius, Scorpio and Sagittarius spirit. What do you have for a Scorpio and a Sagittarius? What do you have for a Scorpio and a Sagittarius, please? And thank you. Scorpio, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Whoa. All right, so your person's energy is the Queen of Swords, and your energy is the Emperor. So with the Queen of Swords, she's someone who is like very clear, knows what she wants, very direct, not so emotional, okay? But she's someone who's been through a lot. Um, there could be a slight age difference, doesn't have to be, being the Emperor is older than the queen, right? Because this isn't the empress. But I feel like this person here, Scorpio, in your energy, it's like you know what you want, you know what you want to go towards. You, I feel, enjoy the intellect of this individual. And even though they may not be emotional to like lovey dovey in public or show affection, the fact that they know what they want and how decisive they are, and when they want something, I think like you're ready to go get it. You're ready to take control and go after this person. And I feel like I don't feel that's a negative thing. Let's see what we have here. Now, some of you, it could be an issue that maybe this person's not, you know, emotional enough, like affectionate, and that's something you would need to communicate, right? Let your friends help you, ask for and accept support from others. So I feel like if I really don't feel, I'm not getting the energy of this negativity. Okay. Now, there could be a situation where somebody's too controlling. Okay. And then that would be where this card comes in. But, you know, in another situation, I feel like there is a lot here that could happen between the two of you. All right. Like you need to take control to go get it. And because of, and sometimes we're willing to sacrifice some things for another, but within reason, right? Maybe this person's been hurt when they've shown their emotions. So they come across a little bit cold or dry, right? But I feel like there could be a lot of passion between the two of you. I'm not getting a negative feeling. For a couple of you, you may have a situation where somebody's too controlling and that's not healthy, right? And maybe you need to get some help or seek advice from a therapist, a priest, a pastor, whatever. But for most of you, I feel like this is somebody that you're attracted to, and don't be deceived. Don't be deceived that just because they may come off a little, direct, that they can't be passionate is that's more of the feeling I'm getting with these cards than anything. But that other situation covered like to a few of you. So I like to do all the energies because I know this is a collective. So, all right, let's see. Scorpio and Capricorn. Scorpio and Capricorn spirit. Scorpio and Capricorn. Scorpio, Capricorn, Scorpio, Capricorn, Scorpio, Capricorn, Scorpio, Capricorn, Scorpio. Nine of Cups, your person's energy, and the devil with your energy. Okay. Definitely could be some temptations here. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, this, it could be definitely hot and steamy, but just make sure you don't get tied down too much. Give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. I do feel like there has to be a good mix of emotion here. The devil's not always bad though, right? I am gonna give a warning here. I do feel for some of you that someone may have a drinking issue. Okay, be aware of that and work on that if that is something that's an issue. Otherwise, I feel like, this could be very emotionally fulfilling, but at the same time, make sure like you don't get into like a codependency situation or like just physical attraction, right? Or obsession is what I'm getting. Like, make sure you're in it for the right reasons, right? And we're all human, so we all make the same mistakes, right? I mean, if you're only going to a bar every night and you're not, spending quality time, just think about that. All right. 30-30. Scorpio with an Aquarius, 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 Scorpio with an Aquarius. Your person's feelings is the Lovers. Your feelings is the Seven of Cups. I feel like there's definitely a lot of chemistry going on, a lot of fantasy going on. Let's see, what do we have first? I feel like a choice needs to be made by both of you guys. Let's see. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. I feel like both of you have choices, right? But I do feel, with the Lovers, it's not a bad card by any means. It is speaks of a choice. With the Seven of Cups, I'm getting like, you have to look at something for truly what it is and not the illusion, right? Because when we first get into relationships, sometimes it's like a fantasy. It feels great because you really don't know each other, but it comes across like things are meant to be, things are meant to work out. But then the more you get to know somebody, it's like, do you create illusions that are really not there? Like, oh, this person really doesn't have this problem, or this person, oh yeah, he always speaks to me respectfully, or he opens my door for me, or, but really he doesn't. Like, you paint him this picture to be all these wonderful things, or she, but it's really not. Right, you are deserving. So I'm not really sure I'm getting the warm and fuzzy with this. So I think you need to just make sure you're realistic, and you just keep your mind open. All right, keep your mind open, and I do feel something else will come in that's a little bit more stable and not so, I don't want to say unrealistic, but I feel like right now it's just kind of like in a bliss. All right, that's just the feeling I'm getting. Pisces, Pisces, Scorpio, and a 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 Pisces, Scorpio, Pisces. So you have the Wheel of Fortune. I don't feel like that should have been upside down. And then your energy is the star. So I really like this because I feel like the wheel is coming towards you, and there's both a circular motion here, and this reminds me of a compass with a direction. Okay, and I feel like the wheel and this compass is coming together in the correct direction within time, within divine timing. It's just what I'm getting. I read intuitively. Okay, so whatever I feel when the cards come out is what I'm gonna say. Let's see. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. We speak of steps, and I'm speaking of wheels and compass and directions, right? Coming together. I feel like there's been a lot of healing on your part, or needing to heal, but I feel like a lot of you have been working on yourself for quite some time. Um, to heal and have that balance within oneself, right? And I feel like that's really important. And I feel like this person too has been through a lot and is finally getting back in the pattern of going in the right direction, heading towards you if this person has not met you. I do feel like for most of you, this person, you're not with this person yet. If you are with the person, I do feel like, okay, just consider, maybe you're not feeling like you're on the same level. Just keep making the effort and taking it day by day, baby steps, step by step to see what happens. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Keep standing in your power, and I'll see you soon. Bye.